What's up, everyone? V here, and I'm back. I was gone for a bit longer than I was wanting because I had a sore throat for a couple of days, and I didn't feel like I should be recording a video with a sore throat because I doubted it'd be fun to watch and it wouldn't be fun to film. So yeah, I'm back, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Conchu Build-A-Figure Wave He Who Remains. I'm doing this because Ant-Man, I believe, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania comes out, I believe, Friday, and I believe this is Monday? Yeah, this video will be going up on Monday, so yeah, really hyped for that movie. I honestly think that's going to be one of the Marvel movies, up there with Infinity War, Endgame, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier, stuff like that. It's going to be one of those. I mean, I love the Ant-Man trilogy. Honestly, it's an underrated trilogy. I saw both of them once in a double feature to see Ant-Man and the Wasp by accident, but I love him, Ant-Man's a great character, but this video is not about Ant-Man, of course. This is about He Who Remains, aka Kang, from Loki, a show which I love. I believe, personally, I think it's, do I want to say second best? Probably second best Marvel show there is. It's great. Personally, I love it. And the build-up to He Who Remains and Kang was just great. And Jonathan Majors ate the roll-up in the very short amount of time. I liked how the climax wasn't like a big action set piece. It was just them sitting around talking. But yeah, and I'm really hyped to see him as like Kang. But since the Ant-Man figures, they were finally revealed, but they aren't coming out for a while, so this is the only Kang I really have. So I was debating between the comic version and this, and I was like, well, the comic version is probably going to be very similar to the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania one, so why not get him? And also, it's part of the Conchu Build-A-Figure wave, and I want Conchu. But yeah, let's take a look at the box. This is the first one of a wave, I'd say, that we have that has the windowless packaging. And, I'm not a fan of the windowless packaging, but not for the reasons you'd expect. I don't care in the slightest that I cannot see the figure. Yeah, it sucks when you go into a store and you just see a 3D rendered photo you've seen dozens of times. It's not ever really good looking. Like, what the hell is this pose? But it's like, it's designed awful, to be honest with you. Like, I don't like the box's design at all. Also, you can't really see if the figure has good paint apps or not, but if you're ordering online, it shouldn't matter. But on the front, you get this weird 3D render of He Who Remains, which, by the way, he cannot hold the apple in this position. The box lies, because I tried getting it as in a pose for the opening of the video, and he was not holding it like that. But you do get like a glam shot of him in the back with green, the Loki things, Marvel Studios, Loki, Hasbro, warning, cool Loki logo, Marvel Legends, Conchu 4+. On this side, which was the other side because that's this side I display the boxes on, but you get not a concept art, but the actual like poster of He Who Remains, which is interesting because you never get that. You usually get some weird concept art by. I believe that's one of the few times they've actually even used the actual poster for the character. Maybe the first time, I don't know. But it looks good. Marvel Legends down here. On the back, the back and the side, I have a main problem with. This is where they list the people now. Not the back, which has a lot of space. All it has is a really mid 3D render, bath piece, Apple, He Who Remains, Loki background, and a bunch of Marvel stuff. And then it's on this side, and you just get a picture of the bath, which is nice. Pretty big too. But then you just get number, name, number, name, number, name, number, name, number, name. No picture, no 3D render. Like, this is what it looked like originally. Like, you got to see all the characters, and it looked nice, and they could still fit this down here. But, like, they just have it here. You can't see like anything of what the character looks like. They didn't even put zombie Iron Man on there. I hate it so much. It just sucks. Also, you don't even have the little bio for the character anymore. Yeah, not fun. But ignoring the packaging, what is fun is this figure. But we're not going to talk about the figure right just now. We got to go over his accessories. First off, he comes with the Conchu bath piece. And man, I really want this Conchu. But God, that wave is kind of trash. He Who Remains was the only one I legitimately really wanted. The rest are like, if the rest of the wave was solid, yeah, I'd definitely buy them. But since they're all that type, it's like, if they're heavily discounted, I'll buy them. But the weathering on this is really nice. I'm going to go into a lot of detail about this skull because I doubt I'm going to be reviewing Conchu soon, like I did for Infinity Ultron, which was the previous review, I believe. But yeah, it's got a lot of nice weathering. Don't know why the tip's super dry in a different color. It's weird, but yeah. And fun fact, if you have Mr. Knight, you can pop that head off, and you can actually... Is it on? I don't know how well it goes on the ball peg, but you can definitely sit the Conchu head on it and have like the look he had at the very end of Moon Knight. It looks stupid, but it works. I mean, I bet if you pushed hard enough, you could get it in there, but I don't want to stretch out the joint. And finally, also, just comparing the size, here it is next to He Who Remains. It's huge. And finally, an apple. I know, right? This is the accessories we want. Jokes aside, what else would he really come with? It's a nice apple. It's got paint on the stem. Try not to drop it. You know, it's nice. He can't hold it for the life of him. Like, he's got the open hand. You can rest it on there. Like that. But if you were to attempt to move the hand up, you would have to balance it perfectly, because that's not gripped, that's just sitting there. But getting into He Who Remains himself, he's actually a really cool figure for what he is. Just looking at him design-wise, there's not much to him. Like, I doubt this is going to be anyone's favorite Marvel Legends of all time. But, like, for what the design was, I think they did a pretty good job. Now, yes, he is pretty hindered, because this is plastic, and everything. But honestly, I don't care. I'd rather it be plastic than cloth. Cloth doesn't sit well on this scale and look natural. And I'll say that to the day I die. I'd rather plastic over cloth in 6-inch scale. I know I'm one of those people, one of the rare few. But yeah, and I honestly like the design. I like that the colors are kind of an inverted version of Kang. Kind of shows that he's like the opposite of Kang. And I like how this piece comes around to form like a Kang type shape. But yeah, let's get into the details with that head sculpt, because we can zoom in. That is Jonathan Majors. That might be the best head sculpt I've ever seen on a Marvel Legends. That looks exactly like him. Now, if you really wanted to, you could probably maybe remove the beard, maybe like paint or scratch in the scars, and you could use this as an unmasked head for Ant-Man and the Wasp, since they didn't give him one. But honestly, I'm alright with that. Because, like, the beard isn't sculpted on. Like, it's all just printed, which is nice. So if you do, like, if you did want to make a custom for it, you could. Hair's a little longer than what he has in Quantumania, but it's alright. Like, it's not an insanely different thing. It's not like he's bald in Quantumania and he has, like, a huge afro in Loki. Like, it's still, like, a short enough length where you could pass it by. Like, that tech looks really great, honestly. That is one of the best head sculpts. And he kind of looks like he has a bit of a hunchback, which is weird. I think that's just how everything sits. But yeah, he's got a nice, like, a lot of nice cloth sculpting. If it were to focus. Focus. Okay, we not focusing. Yeah, and it's got a lot of nice little, like, sculpt. What am I trying to say? A lot of weird, like Kangy TVA type scribbles there. I don't know. You got this weird gold thing in the middle. But if you like, because like this is a separate piece, so theoretically you could remove it. And when you pull it back, it looks weird. Like, what is the drip, my guy? It looks like some weird Peter Pan type thing, but you do get the gold there, some gold in there, and this is a separate piece too, which is nice. But it's mostly covered up, so I don't even know why they painted half of that stuff. But yeah, then you get to the arms. It's just cloth, baggy cloth. Got a little nice shirt underneath, hand. And this one has the temp pad, which is nicely painted and sculpted. If it would focus. Yeah, I have a phone camera if you wanted to know. But yeah, that looks really great. And then legs, just, I don't know, some green sweatpants. Then come down to these rockin' sandals. The toes are sculpted a little questionably in some areas, and it's not the best paint. It's a little faded, but gets the job done. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's not much to them. It's like basically this giant purple thingy, and then the head. Those are like the main parts of it, like main standout parts. But to go over articulation, you have a dumbbell joint, looks about that far up, if we were in focus. That far down. Bobs back and forth, rotates. Like I said, it doesn't really need that much articulation. It sucks he can't really sit down, since he sat basically the entire time. But it can rotate, hinge up about that far. Single jointed elbow with a rotation. Does get about a little over 90 degrees. Rotates in and out hinge on both hands. I don't really know, because I think this and this are on the same, are the same piece. But, oh, there's a waist joint there. And maybe a little bit of a diaphragm, but you're not getting much from that. Like, he's pretty traffic coned. Legs can go forward, can't go back at all. It's got two thick pieces of plastic stopping that. But you can kind of do the splits. Rotation up there, double jointed knee, but again, it's not going to be too useful. Then you got a rotation. I know, right? You never see that. Then a hinge up and down and a rocker. So you know what? Not the best articulation, but if you just want him standing there menacingly, this is the one to go, you know? And yeah. Time for comparisons. Let's get our usuals right off the bat. For a Black Series and Transformers comparison, here he is next to the Camino Trooper and the Siege Shockwave for a Voyager class scale. I really love this guy. Yeah, more clone reviews coming up, by the way. I got 2 clones that I'm going to be reviewing soon. I got a lot of stuff upcoming, so just stay tuned. And then for McFarlane and a Halo Jazzwares comparison, here is Riddler and Chief. Also got some Halo stuff coming up, and DC. I know, it's wild. Moon Knight, because the channel's Moon Knight, so we show Moon Knight, and because we showed him earlier, Mr. Knight. The previous review and a Build-A-Figure, Ultron, that was a nice review. I did a review of this guy and a ranking of the wave, so go check that out. And for some Ant-Man, here he is next to the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Wasp and Ant-Man, both really... Oh my god, Wasp is standing. Yo! With how bent her legs are, I thought she'd never stand, but she's standing perfectly. By the way, both of those figures are severely outdated, but those new ones, man, oh my god! They look amazing. And finally, for Loki, here's Mobius, not to be confused with Morbius, and Loki. I say Loki? Loki. Both figures that horrifically need updated. I mean, got the old suited legs, the old suited arms. Ugh. I mean, they both, I think, get new looks in the season 2, so hopefully they get better figures. Because those are really bad. Also, I hate how Loki's hair slapping in the wind, but there is that Tesseract Loki, which I do really want because it's basically this Loki, but without the jacket, so it doesn't have the ugly suited arms, and it has a better head. But it comes with a Tesseract, so it's super expensive. I haven't gotten Sylvie yet. I'll probably go back and get her whenever Loki Season 2 drops, which, by the way, gonna be peak as well. So that's pretty much it. Would I recommend getting him? Honestly, yeah, I would. He's not a bad figure, but like it's not going to be like an insane posing fest. Like you're just going to have him like standing, maybe he's got like holding an apple, maybe he's doing this, maybe he's got his hands behind his back scheming, I don't know. Point is, you're not going to get the most insane poses out of this guy, but honestly, for what he is, he's a really good figure, and that head sculpt alone, it's worth it for the head sculpt alone, all honesty. Like, that is one of the best head sculpts on a Marvel Legends figure I've ever seen. And just a 6-inch figure in general. I don't buy the imports, so I don't have any. But for my collection, I think he's great. So that's pretty much it. Check out my Instagram, MoonKnightXO. Have a lot of fun stuff. I have a very awesome and special post planned for Valentine's Day. Has nothing to do with love, but I think it's going to be awesome. And spaced out there for a moment trying to figure out what it was. Like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. Did the whole entire Infinity Ultron wave and Infinity Ultron. Got a lot of dope stuff coming up in the future. So, hope you guys had a wonderful day, are going to have a wonderful next day. And hopefully the space between the next review isn't 8 days. Like I said, I was a little sick, but we back. We gonna try to keep a vaguely consistent schedule. That's probably a lie. But anyway, have a great day. Peace out. Can he even get his arms up there? Peace out. He looks like he's trying to pose for an album cover. Not gonna lie, that goes hard as hell. Ain't gonna lie.